going to the World Championship this year. Kind of coasted a little bit too much in the beginning, but he still went to a few events. And now that he's represented on Panda Global, it's now starting to appear more in offline events as well. Let's see what they got, man. Druid versus the Paladin.
Yeah, and we see Call to Arms.
Yeah.
Easily, just
easy keep.
The best. That card is so incredible. It did so much for this aggro Paladin archetype. Just 3 minions on the board. Get the low-cost cards out of your deck as you're getting into the higher amount of turns. Just does it all.
Yeah, I mean, why wait for Finja on 5 when you can just play it for 4, right,
Easy.
Essentially.
Oh, wow.
Jeez. Okay, well, hold on. There is Spreading Plague in the Druid's hand. Does that, I mean, that gives him a chance, right?
1 ramp card in hand. He's going to take quite a bit of damage. The Plague is nice to see from Wtybill.
Plague's nice, and the Dirty Rats are definitely one thing that stuck out to me the most in Wtybill's lineup, because he has Dirty Rats and seems like any slow deck that he had, primarily his Warlock and his Druid. And I was asking Nastin about it. He's like, yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure what to think. It's just one of those things I don't see very much. What do you think of Dirty Rats?
Well, in the Druid, he has paired it with the Mind Control tech, and there's obvious synergies there. Your opponent plays 3 minions to play around the Mind Control tech. You can Dirty Rat to get the 4th and then steal a minion. Obvious synergies, and him leaving Priest up, there is the possibility that you Dirty Rat out Raza, and then you just have so much game against Priest.
I feel like, unless I've seen him see like the Priest hold a specific card in the very beginning and then not play it leading up into turn 5, I rarely get to snipe that. I've tried Dirty Rat Tech myself a couple times, and it really doesn't seem very reliable.
It's almost impossible to Dirty Rat Raza after turn 5.
Yeah.
It's basically the best play every time.
True.
After that.
But then you're trying to snipe Prophet Valen if it goes beyond that.
Yeah,
right?
you can do that. It's not as good because they can still get there with the 0 amount of hero power without
right.
Valen. But if you remove Raza from the equation,
it's game over.
It's a lot harder for the Priest to win, yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like it's not as consistent as you'd like it to be, even though it's like one of those like theoretical counters that just never really lines up. You know? Like Eater Secrets.
Yeah, yeah. It's tough for sure. And
well,
here we go.
Here we go. Let's see if the Knife Juggler comes out. Oh.
Order.
NA order.
It's going to be quite good with the second one, though. That's going to be 3 juggles and 3 more minions coming onto the board next turn. No way to remove the juggler yet.
Well, Wtybill has 2 forms of ramp. You know, he opted for the Wrath to kind of stabilize the board position because he didn't want to take the Blessing and Might damage, but gimped himself a little bit on his future plays because he's got so much ramp.
He is going to get to Plague on the same turn, but now he is.
Look at he's hovering over Spreading Plague. So this is what I'm going to do next turn?
Yeah, there is no other outcome here. Oh, wow. Well.
Wow.
That goes into nothingness.
Just broke the game. Patches.
Sure, why not?
Okay. These are all things that Spreading Plague can fight against.
Yeah.
This is actually not that great for the Paladin. As it could be.
Yeah. The Plague. When the Plague actually kills things in addition to healing, it's almost the best card in the game.
Yeah.
This is where something like a Blessing of Kings could just be very strong.
It's true. Rattling Blade Direwolf is nothing to shake your fist at, though.
Direwolf?
The NA positioning, though, on the Righteous Protector. Oh, okay. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. Play out his whole hand here. He's got to figure out where and when to play this Direwolf. Doesn't have the minions in the middle that he really wants.
Yeah,
with
actually.
The Knife Juggler and the Divine Shield.
No kidding. It's exactly the opposite. It's like inverse, you know. Should get this quarter creeper down, though, pretty easily as well.
Yeah. You should be able to kill 2 more of these. Scarabs. And yeah, that quarter creeper comes down for 0. This is why I think or not this specifically, but we've seen more of the Murloc aggro coming out. The Murlocs tend to be minions with more than 1 health, and something like Spreading Plague not going to be able to deal with it as easily.
Gosh, can't believe Spreading Plague had this much left over.
Yeah.
On a double Call to Arms. I mean, that's kind of what we were talking about at the very beginning of the day. Just Call to Arms is fantastic, but with the aggro Paladin, it just kind of gets stopped by 1 card like this. And now, Wtybill looked like he was in a bad spot, and now I think he just wins.
Wow. Malfurion is the second best defensive card in the deck. He doesn't even need to do it here, but if it becomes necessary, he just has that in his back pocket there.
Yeah, I kind of like any mixture of cards in this position.
Yeah.
Maybe he's thinking about ways he can lose if his opponent maybe top decks Divine Favor.
Yeah. So he's probably going to play. He could ramp with Nourish up to 10 and play the Jade Spirit. He could just go Spirit Blossom. He has a lot of good options here.
Yeah, Spirit Blossom opens up his mana the most.
Yeah.
That's probably the best here. I think his Jade's just at 2/2, but I think it's going to be nice just to have some ways to fight back against any big flood.
No. Is this the first time this card's ever been bad?
If I told you that you were on the coin with double Call to Arms and you'd guarantee have Tarim on 6, you'd be like, yeah, I think I win that game.
Yeah, you'd take that.
Yeah.
You'd sign up for that. Yet, here we are.
It's a real big plot twist.
Chances are dwindling. Yeah, Tarim. It just doesn't even get much better in the future. It's rough. Well, he held a card. I wonder what Bill is thinking that card could be. Very few things you don't play here. I suppose Tarim.
Yeah, Tarim and Leroy. But
oh, Leroy. Yeah, if he rats the Leroy there. Tarim a little annoying.
Well, that's actually kind of funny because that was better than playing Tarim straight
up. Much, yeah.
So now actually he has to trade a lot of his board in.
Yep.
Wow, that's actually really funny.
Yep.
Somehow, Paladin had a bet on board for half a turn here. That was crazy.
Before all these attacks happen, and I guess Malfurion comes down, and Favor only draws 2 here, no matter what card he decides to go with. Yeah. So this is where a card... I was just going to say Valinir. Now this thing never goes away. He does need to draw a minion next turn in order for it to start, stacking and getting its effect. And he needs to... Okay, he's back. But that could be... Valinir could be good as more value in like an aggro matchup. Valinir on its own is not going to carry you against Jade Druid.
No. Especially not when a Jade's already at 4/4.
Yeah. Very reluctant to draw with this Nourish at this point.
Don't even really need to, though.
No, I don't think he does.
I think he can close the game just with the Jade Spirit.
Jade Spirit. Malfurion, Hero Power's fine here.
Would you be extra beam and Nourish for crystals and play Malfurion? Just to minimize Divine Favor? Yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. Shut down the outs.
Yeah. Well, he draws, and it's fine. It is A-okay.
Yeah.
Does he get a minion? Oh, is that the only spell? I guess Kings? Yeah, and Favor he'd be able to draw into minions, but... Oh, yeah, he's hitting the red button, getting out of there.
Yeah, I mean, not really looking good. Aggro Paladin has been pretty underwhelming on stream so far, and even some of the players were talking about upstairs, just like, yeah, why didn't... I mean, those are the players who brought Murloc Paladin, but like, yeah, why didn't he bring Murloc Paladin?
Yeah, it's a deck that, like, just in the last few days, people have been starting to look at and really saying, all right, how do we make this deck as good as it can be?
Do you mean Murloc Paladin or just Paladin?
Just aggro, the aggro with Favor and Call to Arms and things like that. Because in Trinity, we saw the Spiteful Summoner with Dino Size. And then on Ladder, there was a lot of aggro with the Pirates, like what we just saw. But it seems like combining those two, it's a pretty good strategy.
Yeah, fusing the ideas, which seems to be what a lot of the decks are doing. They're converging, like the Control Warlocks. Sometimes just bridge the gap. Instead of just playing Cube and going all big on combo, they sometimes play an Azoth package with it. Some late game stuff, or, even the other versions of Priest are also fusing some of their ideas. Speaking of Priest, I hope you guys are Priest fans, because I got great news. It's a Dragon Highlander Priest versus a regular Highlander Priest. Now, this matchup always kind of befuddled me, at least when it comes to data versus theory, because I always thought that the Highlander Priest had an advantage, but the Dragon Priest comes out slightly with this higher win percentage. So What side do you lean on?
Well,
or do you think it's just even?
Before you said that, if you asked me, I would have said the regular Highlander Priest is favored.
Right.
But some of the Dragon package is quite good against what the Highlander Priest does, like Twilight Drake, and just having the Dragon tag on a bunch of your cards. Obviously very good against Dragonfire. But you cut a lot of card draw to get these dragons into your deck, and that gets you Raza and Anduin less frequently.
Right. But how often are you winning with Raza and Anduin versus pressuring
Evidently,
through this?
Not as much as I thought.
Yeah.
So
no, it's actually a significant edge too. It's like 56, 57%.
Really?
It's not just like 52, 48. You know, it's a pretty big differential. That blew my mind when I was reading that, and I was like, Yeah. But I reserve my judgment. I think a lot of people still kind of fumble Highlander Priest a lot.
It's not easy.
Yeah. And I mean, we even in this tournament, even with HotMEOWTH in previous years, a little sloppy here and there. But I mean, in the end, he still got over the hump. But just you have to be really careful to cross your T's and dot your I's.
I mean, Draconid Operative in this matchup, it's just discover a card from your deck.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
I like that.
It's incredible.
Hell of a card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, very good in this matchup.
It's another opportunity to get Rosin in.
Yeah, exactly. So you have that in addition to Glimmerroot, which is probably in the deck, and Twilight Drake. These are the dragons that you want in this matchup. Something like Dustbreaker, not going to be as good against this deck as against aggro. But
that makes so. I was thinking Twilight Drake and Promoter Drake were like the two big things. Maybe the Scalebane.
Yeah.
But then like when you put Dragon Offense, it makes them like, wow, that's actually like a lot of reasons to start liking the Dragon Highlander Priest.
In this matchup specifically.
Yeah.
But it looks like HotMEOWTH going on the beatdown plan.
What is this? He's tempoing the Dragon Priest. He's read the data reports, man. He knows. I'm the one unfavored.
He's got to go.
And he's got the silence ready for the Twilight Drake too on 4.
Oh, yeah, with the 1/1 in play. I was thinking about something. I mean, Twilight Drake on 4 seems pretty good against Priest.
It is his only dragon, I think. So maybe Coin Operative.
True. Yeah.
Is something to consider.
And
you
know that Silence is in the deck. Right. I'm not sure if HotMEOWTH's playing Massive Spell, but that's somewhat. Just going to stall out a turn here.
Yeah.
Values the coin very highly.
Coin for Dragonfire Potion is potential way to respond to the board because it seems like HotMEOWTH's valuing tempo.
It is building up. I mean, this Harrison could come down here.
Right.
And then Dragonfire would be quite good.
Yeah, and at that point, I guess HotMEOWTH still has the Loot Hoarder and Auctioneer and the Power Trio, but he's committed a decent amount of his resources onto the board already.
Yeah. He will have a gadget turn in 2 turns, but I guess he's thinking about whether or not he wants to silence this and push 7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He might feel he's not unfavored, but when you have 7 on board against a Doomsayer, you feel pretty good about holding your resources.
Man, I don't blame HotMEOWTH. This seems like a pretty good setup. If your opponent doesn't have the Dragonfire Potion, you're pushing a ton of damage.
You're good against anything else in the deck, and he's going to get the bad news eventually.
Yes. A little bit of a delay. Trying to keep it together on our 56K modems here.
And now HotMEOWTH's at square one.
Ugh.
No circle to really combo the Wild Pyre on the Cleric here. Loot Hoard is always risky to play with other minions on the board in this matchup, so it's a tough decision. He could just play the gadgets and Auctioneer. Just so the Dragonfire Potion.
Let me see if there's any way to directly answer that.
Probably just silence. And
there's no silence.
There is no silence.
I mean, he had to cut a lot for the dragons.
That's true. You gotta find room for the dragons.
Yeah, it would have to be some weird combo of like a Kazakus thing, or it has to be like Dustbreaker, Holy Smite, things of that nature.
Yeah. So that could have been a play. Just playing Loot Hoarder with nothing else to play around the Potion of Madness here.
Yeah. And now, Wtybill has the card advantage and the resources, and what do we see was the options? Did we see?
No, but Psychic Scream, you'd pick that over a lot of things.
Yeah.
That one's real good. Okay, first combo piece picked up by either player here. Anduin.
What gets really scary about the prospect of Psychic Scream is that because, if you ever play a Radiant Elemental on the board, Wtybill has the opportunity to toss 2 into the deck and shut off Raza.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound as improbable as you might think. It happened last weekend at the All-Stars Invitational with Wtybill versus Rogers. So.
Yep.
Yeah, it was quite the sight to behold.
So you're playing a 1-0 deck. You never expect the Raza to not be active. And then...
Well, unless your opponent, of course, whips out the darkness on you.
Oh, well. That's
Which almost worked. Blew my mind. Raynad, of course, came up to me and said, dude, that deck... And I'm like, dude, it almost worked. He's like, no, that deck is so bad. I'm like, all right, you said it. He's like, I don't even know how I even almost won. I had no business being in that game.
Yeah. Well,
man, Wtybill has been holding this Drake for a long time, and now he has to deal with this Gadgetzan Auctioneer with no clear way to do it.
Can't even do it with the 5 already on the board.
Right. Maybe Shadow Visions?
Could try, yeah.
Oh,
Sphere
okay.
Lash. That does it.
Does he want to toss the Northshark Cleric in to draw?
I think he'll do it after on this.
Oh,
Just
okay,
keep this guy.
Sure.
It's a good spot from him.
Yeah.
This Twilight Drake being still in the hand, it's just when you play your Lash Dragon from your hand, it takes you so long to get the synergies back going.
Mm-hmm.
You need to draw the Nether Spite and then draw another dragon. That could take a while. And that's the second combo piece.
That's the second combo piece. And doesn't look like Wtybill is going to be able to disrupt that.
No. Does he have Dirty Rat in this deck?
Oh, dude, he does.
Okay. He found
he
his
does
Raza.
not. Just kidding.
He does not.
It was the Druid and the Warlock.
And
that
the
had
Warlock,
Dirty Rats.
right.
Yeah.
So that Raza is going to come down, and Bill's going to need to go fast.
He could shuffle 2 Razas into his opponent's deck.
Wow.
But then you just draw 1 plate anyways. Because there's,
Oh, it's already 0.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's also because
Good.
if there's 2 copies, you just draw 1.
Right.
There's no duplicates left.
Yeah.
But, hey, I mean, it's kind of a game if Wtybill picks up
his own
Shadow Reaper.
Yeah.
It's kind of a game.
Yep. That Velen, though.
Right, is it?
That's going to speed things up for HotMEOWTH.
So, Valen, Holy Smite, 4, 8, 10, 14, 18 with the Silence. Actually, Radiant Elemental increases the damage to 24?
26. Yeah. So, he doesn't need to deal much here. Just get a couple pings in there.
Mm-hmm.
Force out whatever healing Bill has in the deck.
Right, but that's assuming his opponent doesn't have any healing, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have the healing at some point. You're going to have to force it out of him. Unless, of course, you draw Mind Blast.
Right.
Then you could just...
Well, the really wonky thing about Wtybill's deck is that normally when you choose to play the Dragon package, you're often selecting to forego Prophet Valen.
Yes.
But Wtybill actually has both. He has the Prophet Valen Mind Blast combos, and he has the Dragons.
He has it all.
He just has no card draw, no Novice Engineers,
No
and
loot
things
order.
of that ilk.
Yeah. And couldn't get the Dragons really going this game.
Right.
Just found the Operative. Didn't find the Nether Spite. Nether Spite is so important to keeping that chain going. And just couldn't find it. This is tough.
Well, he could still draw first to see what he wants.
To draw. He can even, like, potion the Cleric.
I like it.
Yeah. He could have attacked into that Cleric and then taken the Cleric and then drawn the 2.
Actually, that seems better.
I think that would have been quite good here.
That's just strictly
I'm not sure if he's got,
card.
like, 10 in hand or something, but I think that could have been pretty good. But he's still going to draw quite a few cards this turn. Not the ones that he wants, though.
Yeah. It's just one less card, one less health on the Drake.
Yeah.
All right. Now, HotMEOWTH has the damage, for sure. Especially with picking up, like, Shadow or Pain to help add some damage and remove the 1/5.
Yeah, he needs to just get him as low as possible this turn. He's going to just have to force out this healing. He's going to go, okay.
Okay. I mean, if he replaces it with the cheap card, kind of deals the 2 damage anyways.
Yeah. Gets deeper in his deck. I mean, once he finds the Mind Blast, it's just going to be game anyway, so drawing the extra card is fine.
Ooh. Yeah, you thought that there was no outside balance forces, but we purposely slowed down the internet connection so that way we can balance the Rozanduin hero
It's
power.
the only way. They did that after one of the patches where the animation was taking
forever.
forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only thing
We said
to do.
that was a great idea.
Yeah. Just 2 more here. Wow.
Gosh. Yeah, now, I mean, if Wtybill still is out of range, HotMEOWTH can set up the Kazakus 1-mana potion.
Oh, yeah. And that would be more than enough. So, he's got his hero power and the binding heal, which is 7. And I think HotMEOWTH has plenty more than that. Well, I think it's 26 still.
Yeah.
Does he? No.
2, 6,
I think he's got 22.
10, 14,
No, he's got 26.
18, 22, 20. Yeah, because the Radiant Elemental discounts it.
Yep.
He's got
He's
it.
drawing.
Just kind of seeing in case you wanted to make it easy.
Yeah, go through the motions. Why not? That's it. Series at 1-1. A best of 3.
It's so crazy that people aren't banning this insanely powerful deck because they just think Warlock is so good, and it's true, Warlock is really good. It's just that, I mean, Priest is also insanely
It's very
good.
strong. The thing is with Warlock is that it just shuts down the aggro deck so hard
Right.
that if you ban it, the Priest just isn't that good against the aggro decks as the Warlock is. So it opens up that whole lineup to be able to bring. If you leave the Warlock up, you're gonna have problems against it.
I mean, aggro is one of the few archetypes that can give Highlander Priest actual problems. Because control is certainly no problem. Combo decks really need specific setups. Like, Quest Mage is great, I guess, but even then, a lot of things have to go right.
Exactly. And lately we've seen, just Armor Druid try and just get out of range.
Armor Druid?
Well, J Druid with, all the armor cards, Branching
God,
Paths, Earthen Scales, just everything.
Why isn't Fibonacci playing Druid these days?
Right? It's definitely the best armor gain class.
Yeah.
Well,
it's got tank up, essentially.
it does.
Think about it.
Definitely with the hero power.
Yeah.
Or he did get the shield. He could gain 15 in one go. That one's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, when Jade Idol rotates out, the closest, the next fatigue style deck that Druid has is the Astral Tiger. But
I actually played with it a little bit.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you have fun with it?
It was okay.
It just felt like, why am I not playing Jades, right?
Yeah.
In this late game?
Yeah, I guess I was preparing myself for the inevitable rotation. But yeah, Unizoth back a bunch of Tigers.
That's always pretty
and
sweet.
Then, yeah.
All right, well, Wtybill is going to try again, and he's going to queue up into the Paladin. And normally, Shadow Reaper Anduin, a great keep in most matchups that's a little bit slower, but against the Aggro Paladin, probably not going to be useful.
Kazakus is going to be the star of this game. If he gives you the AoE.
Would you keep the Dragonfire Potion?
I think I would with the Kazakus.
Yeah.
Because you have the initial AoE, and then you'll have the AoE again. I mean...
Right. It actually gives you a contingency plan, too, if you Kazakus on 4, and then you can coin Dragonfire Potion, or just play the 5-mana potion you pick up, or even 1-mana potion plus something else if you
it depends how out of hand the board gets. Yeah. But, I mean, this is one of the reasons I think Aggro Pally sort of came to prominence, is it does have a decent matchup against Priest. Oh, wow.
So I was kind of on the, I was definitely on the fence that maybe we just throw back Anduin because we win by fatiguing them in resources. But, I mean, Wtybill is going to keep Shadow Reaper Anduin.
Yeah, I mean, if they get a good Divine Favor, you do need a way to end the game.
It's true.
And that's your way of doing it, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. But don't you really want other
It's tough.
cards?
He did have a good hand already, which is the thing. It sort of, baits you. I don't know. It might be right. I mean, Anduin is just the best card in the deck.
Right.
So, with a good hand,
oh, man.
definitely keep it.
It's a great hand so far.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Potion plus Spirit Lash to get past those nasty Righteous Protectors.
A lot of weapons here.
So the Blessed Maul is the +1 attack, right?
Could be Divine Shield. I would.
No,
if I heard
I think
Blessed,
that's Purifier.
Purifier.
Purifier Maul is the
Okay.
Divine Shield.
I know Sacred. That's the one you don't want.
Yeah, that's
That's taunt.
the taunt.
Okay.
And then there's the last one, which is the muster for
Champion
balls.
Small.
Yeah,
Is
there you
that
go.
one.
So
That
plus
one I
small is
know.
plus attack.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. By our powers combined.
Now the Twilight Drake coming down early.
Jeez, what an awkward hand for aggro paladin.
Yeah, just all. I'm surprised he didn't swing last turn. I guess.
Because I think he's going to play Called Arms this turn and swing. And
Swing
then
and then-
swing next turn and re-equip. I think he's trying to maximize his value instead of
Yeah.
pressure. Meowth's facial expression does not look very positive
It's
right
very
now.
confused. Oh,
He looks more upset. Oh, wait, what? Wtybill is trying not to laugh, man. And HotMEOWTH's juggles have been terrible last
Yeah.
series and this series. What is going on?
not the result he was looking for.
I
Really
mean-
wanted a Righteous Protector.
Maybe the knife juggler's telling HotMEOWTH where he should have swung his weapon last turn. He's got, what, 5 or 4 weapon swings? He's get him out
He's
of
got
there.
to go through a lot. And once you get Valinir going, you don't need another weapon.
Well, we're assuming that we're drawing a minion this game. He
a good
drew
point.
1 minion in his knife juggler. Everything else has been spells. So I'm
That's true.
anticipating Divine Favor into Divine Favor. And then,
Called
yeah.
Arms. That's it. Just all the
and
weapons
then
and the
play
spells.
to my side. It's just so terrible.
Yeah. Wow. That's a strong Potion of Madness. I think he's going to have the resources here.
Yeah, and, it just feels more like Wtybill's great hand has been largely it's going to be largely overshadowed by how poor of a hand HotMEOWTH is. It's almost as if Wtybill didn't really need to do much this game.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't have Anduin and Kazakis.
Yeah. Very, very average hand. Would have done well against what HotMEOWTH is doing this game. Takes the full board clear.
Oh, this is a good read from Wtbill. He says HotMEOWTH's had a very awkward hand so far. He probably has some hand buffs, or buffs in his hand, rather.
Yeah. And he's even got these mites, which is more buffs than you usually see from this deck.
Yes. Want to attach one in? Just slap it in there.
I think we got to spend this mana.
It's like, I mean, I kind of want to Validate next turn, right?
Yeah. You've seen Spirit Lash.
Yeah.
Potion too. Not that it does anything on this board, but, you know, you've seen those cheap spells. Just need to draw a minion.
Looks like he picked a 1-mana potion.
Yeah.
Offered summon a 2/2, draw a card, and freeze a random enemy minion.
Took the 2/2.
Yeah. And summon a friendly minion that died this game.
Yeah.
So you're just going to summon 2 minions for 1 mana. Pretty powerful.
Okay.
If the, I guess the Twilight Drake's coming back. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not as great.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Oh, wait. Oh, actually, this can be pretty decent. Divine Favor for 4. Blessed Maul pushes an extra 4 damage on the board, so 12 this turn.
Yeah. I think it makes a lot of sense to forego the Valinir here. Just need to push, force Bill to make these attacks into your minions over and over again.
Mm-hmm. I guess maybe you kill one of the minions too.
With the weapon?
Yeah, with the weapon.
Yeah, push 10. Seems good.
12 is a little bit ambitious.
Oh, that's a minion.
Ooh.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
what is going on? All of a sudden, all this deck just turned into a combo
Yeah,
deck.
This damage is adding up.
What on earth? Valinir, Saucy deckhand into Leroy next to the... Oh, my God.
We got a real game here.
Yeah. I thought this game was over.
I don't think there's anything that's too useful in terms
You know what
of removing.
you'd want to discover? You would actually want to discover patches at this point.
Patches would be pretty good.
That's
Patches would
such
be
a
really
weird
good.
scenario
Yeah.
that I never thought I'd ever want to say, like if I'm playing Operative. What?
Spellbreaker being the best choice.
He's
Got to
so
deal
scared.
with the Valinir. Yeah, I mean, did see both mites, but he actually would have been dead to Leroy deckhand there if he didn't use that binding heal.
Yeah, you're
so,
right. What the heck? I mean, that people ask why Valinir, and this is for situations like this, where you can really push a lot of damage if you get locked out of the game. You're not really going to win through overwhelming board snowballing every single turn.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a lot of damage. If you hit a charge minion with that,
right,
that's like 12 damage.
So at the same time, though, Quarter Creeper makes it a little bit messy because you need to get it guaranteed on a charger.
There is a fail rate now on this Valenier. He could just do this in Kings and go.
Right,
because
maximize the swings.
He can't use all of these cards over these 2 turns, so it looks like he's opting out of the Valenier. I'm just going to try and lethal him with Leroy next turn.
That makes sense.
So let's put some to
toss in Lost in the Jungle to
yeah.
maximize your minions.
Definitely. You swing face.
7 is not the Promoter Drake turn, but still want to get your weapon swings out.
Yeah, the Valenier is almost certainly going to be the best play next turn.
Yeah.
Bill's used up most of his cheap healing cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, Bill's also kind of launching a counteroffensive.
13, yeah, huh?
Dude, so close. Wow. Quarter Creeper can't go down. But as long as HotMEOWTH doesn't pick up an expensive card such as his Tarim, he should be able to land on his Leroy Jenkins.
Oh, Duskbreaker, does that do it? Does that get him out of range? Not sure.
Well, he wants to play. Yeah, so Tar Creeper.
Can you Tar Creeper Duskbreaker? Are you
Yeah.
dead? I think you're dead. Does he have a line here? If you Tar Creeper heal. I don't think he had a line there that kept him alive. I mean, he's taking a line that kept him alive on board, but this Leroy is going to punch through, and the Valenier is going to connect.
He just needs to avoid Leroy, and somehow HotMEOWTH is able to get to the finish line. Now, this is unbelievable.
That was.
And look what was in the hand the entire game. Shadow Reaper Anduin.
Yep.
Wow. Unbelievable. HotMEOWTH is now on match point, and WTYBill, you got to wonder, was he just a little bit too greedy? The hand looks so good.
With the mulligan.
I mean, when he made the mulligan, I was like, all right, I don't hate it, like you said.
But wasn't that turn that HotMEOWTH drew Divine Favor, if that was one turn later, he struggles a lot that game. That favor, that showed why people are playing Favor.
And if he also didn't draw like chargers to back up his
he's got quite a few of those in the deck, but that Favor.
Got a couple of updates happening around here in round 5. Muzzy 3-0'd RDU, so now RDU, the undefeated score, the lone one at the top, now has an X1 score, as well as Lay is able to take the victory over Ant, so he improves to 3-2. Ant falls to 2-3. Amnesiac has fallen as well, so Naviute climbing back from the depths. We talk about going 6-3, get you in guaranteed. Naviute starts 0-3, maybe the dream's alive.
Make it happen.
Follow along with us at smash.gg/ESS as we go into Game 4 here for WTYBill versus HotMEOWTH. Now, Dragon Priest against the aggro druid. When you get Dustbreaker, often noticed by Historian, that alone is backbreaking enough to sometimes just win you the game outright.
Yeah. Dustbreaker does a fantastic job of shutting down these aggro decks, and there's no Marquis Charge here, which might get something out of range. That Dustbreaker is going to clean up this board.
And Bill's even got ways to. He got the best play on turn 3 as well with his ball talent.
He's built himself a nice board here.
Jeez.
It's the dream. The 1/3 lives.
Yeah.
You can put damage on minions forever.
Bump to avoid the double buff.
Yep. Doesn't really value the 1 face damage. I mean, that mark's good, but he can't, like, full clear and protect this Galaka. A minion's going to live. And this Dustbreaker is going to dominate the board.
Well, we ignored Dustbreaker for the Druid. The question is, do we bother trading with these 2 attack at all? I don't think so.
No.
You have Savage Roar in hand.
Yeah.
Let's push.
If he has anything but this Dustbreaker, you're feeling real good.
So
good. Man.
Squeaky clean.
Well, he's got a cheap corridor creeper, I guess.
There's a silver lining.
Yeah. Here fights well against this 3/3.
True.
But when you have to go tall and not wide, the Savage Roar threatens far less damage.
At this point, it's just classic Dragon Breeze. Just fight for the board with some overstated minions.
Yep. 4/6 for 4. That's pretty good.
4/8.
Yeah. Even better. So, Living Mana's still actually good. But, I mean, that one's on Living Mana.
So, the fact that HotMEOWTH still has Savage Roar in the hand, though, I wonder if he's able to still make a push. This Quarter Creeper might control the state of the board for a while and then patch his Savage Roar.
Yeah.
It's 8 damage.
He values the extra minion on board rather than the 5 face damage.
Yeah.
Spellbreaker.
Makes sense, given that he wants to end the game with Savage Roar.
Yep. Oh, Binding Heal. Just so efficient, even when it doesn't heal a minion. Just to get you out of range.
It's like the old Flash Heal.
Yeah. So he's got a Galaka as an option here, as well as a Diremol and a Mark.
Diremol's the only minion that fits on curve.
Yeah.
I think that's all that Wtybill wants to do, stabilize.
Yep. Just get things in play.
And if I'm HotMEOWTH, all I want to do is pressure. Savage Roar is 8 damage right now.
He's got 19 here?
Jeez.
That's just kind of out of nowhere that he's putting him to 2. If he drew a board buff, a Mark or a Power of the Wild there, that was just game.
Oh, I think Wtybill actually was afraid. He put his hands up as if like, oh my god, did I just die because like Power of the Wild?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. Okay. Jeez. Second Dustbreaker. How did Druid get this close? It was not supposed to be this close at all. Sick Diremol, by the way. Literally did nothing.
Push 1. But yeah. Being forced to use that there to full clear means that Living Mana is a very active draw here. But doesn't find it again.
And also, now starting getting counter pushed. 8 on the board. He's dead in 2 turns.
14. Dragon Priest just sticks a 5 attack guy sometimes. But yeah.
Yeah. It's like the control mage in some capacity. Just like, oh, I kept dying because he had 1 minion and kept freezing my board or kept clearing my stuff.
Yeah. I mean, just make 3 men here and try and draw Living Mana.
If HotMEOWTH pushed at 5, he wouldn't have gotten any closer, right?
No, because the 3/3 would have been on the board and would have killed the Spellbreaker.
Spellbreaker, so you only have...
he gave up 5 damage, it got 6 on the following turn, so... So drawing End, I mean, if you were to play End, it wouldn't kill anything and it should have your ability to heal. So, that's not great.
Yeah.
Bookworm
seems good.
Into a full clear here seems pretty strong.
Yep, this is pretty textbook closing for this game. HotMEOWTH has to get the Living Mana now. Swing and a miss.
And he's not dead, but he won't have a way to draw lethal on the following turn, so he's going to scoop it up there.
Game won't even let him concede. Game 5 coming up to determine who is going to improve to a 4-1 record between HotMEOWTH. Actually, HotMEOWTH I think got paired up. I apologize there. I think he did lose twice. Let me check. Yeah, he lost to RDU and Chucky, so he was a 3-2 that got paired up.
See some info on HotMEOWTH there.
Yep, he thought dungeons are fun. A lot of people predicted that the best card before the set release was Psychic Scream, and they're pretty close. Yep. And now he says Void Lord is actually the strongest.
He's the only one.
That's controversial.
Did not say Corridor Creeper.
Yeah.
As the best card.
Do you think Corridor Creeper?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think
I just want to know if you're sane or not.
No, there's like Corridor Creeper, then there's Psychic Scream and Void Lord. But, and then there's everything else. But yeah. This matchup usually...
Call to Arms is also nothing to shake your fist at.
All right, that probably gets into that.
But but that is definitely the top 4 cards.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, what a juicy Cold Blood. Holy smokes.
Wow. This is going to force a hero power.
Yeah.
And HotMEOWTH, I think it might.
And no development from the Druid.
Yep. Usually a great matchup for the Druid.
Yeah, unless patches. In which case... Well, actually, can you just go wide like double Firefly here?
Could go for the double Firefly. Take the 5.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you care about your life total compared to Rogue's life total. That actually is the limiting factor usually.
It's a bit weak to the captain. That's somewhat likely to come down.
True.
Because the patches can get a value trade. And if you wait like this, you're very good against the captain. Patches, it gets extra face damage, but it just goes back down to a 1/1 after you eat the captain.
No, you're kind of... well, then you have Galactic Crawler, if that's the case. So you have 2 1/2s on the board.
Yep.
He has a 5/1 and a 1/2. He patches, kills it 1/2,
yep.
and then you kill his 5/1, and then you Galactic Crawler, and you leave the patches and a 1/2 on the board.
It's true.
It's something to think about at least.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple different lines there. So he opts out of playing the Pirates on turn 3 to play around these Galakas.
Yeah.
Waits to get some value.
I mean, he's holding double. He can hold all day and all night.
Yeah. It's going to have to come down at some point. Maybe not yet, though.
Maybe. I mean, I've seen Amnesiac play Pirate Warrior with no Pirates before and win games. Like back in Ungoro release when Pirate Warrior was at its height.
Yeah.
He was just like, he'd be holding Bloodsail Cultist and Captain and his Osprey and just not play any of it and just kept playing Fire Warx, Upgrade, and Core Crown Elites and won the game.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Something you can do. Wait until you just never play him, or wait until so late that the Galaka swing isn't that impactful or something like that.
Yeah.
On an early turn, it can just blow you out of the game. He gets his Corridor Creeper cheap enough.
Oh.
I think he has to commit a Galaka here.
Interesting.
Maybe bait him a little bit into playing a pirate and get some value out of the second one. But, yeah, he needs to get something on the board that turn. It's hard to put somebody on the second copy of a card. It's hard to play around that. When you start playing around everything, that's how you start losing games.
Right, you give away your edges.
Yeah. Well, and does decide to play the Pirates.
Well, he does have this opportunity to activate Valspine through a Shadow Step on the SI next turn, which can be pretty powerful.
That's going to be quite good.
I mean, HotMEOWTH probably thinks, yeah, I'm in a good spot. I'm going to Galactic Crawler. I can set up a Corridor Creeper. This Savage Ward's a little bit of a dead draw, though.
Yeah.
But even though he thinks he has board dominance, that is not the case. And that life total is actually starting to matter now.
It's getting quite low. Yeah. But yeah, this is an incredibly strong turn. Oh my god.
Oh man. That's a board clear.
Backstab, Shadow Step, kill the Galaka, Vile Spine the 5/5. Push 6 this turn. You could dagger 7, yeah.
Yeah. Now you can shave Shadow Step for the Leroy.
He could do any number of things. I think you should Shadow Step here. That's 2 turns off with the Shadow Step on the Leroy.
True.
But
and you're pushing 3 damage plus reestablishing the 3, so you're kind of making up the Leroy damage.
I think it's much better to use the Shadow Step here, though. I think if he doesn't, he'll be just fine. Could be. DC. Okay, yeah, there's the attack face.
He sees it. He recognizes it. Plus, I mean, what? There's 9 damage on the board. You're looking at lethal next turn with Leroy straight up.
Just the Leroy.
And HotMEOWTH's forced to play Living Mana. And that's it. Checkmate. Unless I'm missing something here. I mean, that's a fantastic combo after you played Living Mana, but it's not going to be enough.
No, that's going to be it. So, Bill.
4
It's going to go up to 4-1. That's the best record in the tournament.
Yeah. Ties with 3 people, I think. Let me see.
Yeah, RDU and whoever wins the other match between the 3 ones. So, it's very impressive.
Very impressive.
From somebody who doesn't necessarily compete as much as the other players.
Yeah, I mean, Reynad's doing the same thing, too.
Yeah.
Him and Reynad definitely are the surprise players of the top 4 so far.
Yeah. Very much so.
Let's wrap it up. Looks like Wtybill finishes out round 5 at 4-1. HotMEOWTH was close to closing the distance, and now he is, I believe, 3 and or